go out and fight the race war that was just ignited a few moments ago. Get out there, grab a bat, come on. I'm dressed the same as him because I'm basically going to continue the set. I'm kidding. Loosen up. I know there's a time change, so everybody's like, it's 11. I just found out that I have a friend who doesn't know what inflation is yet. That's always fun to find out your friend is like that dumb. I was like, how you feeling about this inflation? He's like, that's like balloons, right? I was like, oh no. Oh, this is not looking good. I was like, how do you not yet know what inflation is? He's like, oh, I remember they first started talking about it. It was scary. But then they kept talking about it, and now I've heard the word inflation so many times, it's lost all its value. I'm like, man, I think you just defined inflation. He's like, whatever it is, I don't buy it. I was like, oh, there we go. I used to live in San Francisco, but had to move out because I also like to eat. And then I heard last week that Nancy Pelosi's husband got attacked in his San Francisco home, right? Horrible. All I could think when I heard that was like, man, I wonder how much that place closes on Zillow. Because me and Nancy, we have the same job. She's a speaker, I'm a speaker. But I'm the speaker of a studio apartment. And she's a speaker of a house, you know? But I've been inspired because the UK got their first Indian prime minister, dude. Yeah. It's proof that a brown person can lead a predominantly white country if they're a billionaire, super conservative, and technically not elected. My politics are kind of all over the place. My girlfriend's politics are interesting because she's very progressive under normal circumstances. But I've noticed that when she's menstruating, she's like full-on Republican. She's like, I don't care about your feelings, your pronouns, I want to eat now. I call it the red wave. All right, this one's gonna be worse. I used to be married. Yes, I was a polygamist. Nobody ever cheers for that. I had maybe 50 to 100 wives. I don't know, I stopped counting at some point. But multicultural, every race, gender, sexual orientation in my wife community. And in any multicultural society, you will have discrimination. So the African American wives were subject to racism, so we started a movement, Black Lives Matter. Some people weren't happy with this, so a counter movement was started, All Wives Matter. And then there was Stop Asian Wives Hate, and then one wife put on a shirt that said White Wives Matter. We were like, what the fuck? And started saying anti-Semitic stuff, so I just put on a shirt that said I want a divorce. But what I'm saying is I still believe in marriage, which technically makes me a white supremacist. Okay, that was the bit. Okay. That was really just a segue into talking about Kanye. So I'm pissed at Kanye. I'm pissed that Kanye said that stuff because now I can't listen to Kanye's music publicly. I can't listen to Kanye West, can't listen to R. Kelly. My college playlist is just Lil Jon at this point. Isn't that wild? The one who said, till the sweat dripped down my balls, is the one who didn't get canceled. It makes sense, though. He wore his heart on his sleeve, you know what I mean? He showed his true colors from the gate. Like R. Kelly, he was too romantic, like he's hiding some creepy stuff, for sure. Kanye was too prolific, we're like, he's got some demons. But Lil Jon was like, skeet, 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 skeet. We're like, this guy till the end. A lot of people are having a hard time separating Kanye's artistry from what he said. You can do that. Kanye is proof that you can be both a genius and an idiot at the same time. I mean, he is a Gemini. Some people are pissed. Starting a different kind of war now. A lot of people say it's mental health. No, he definitely has a thing against Jewish people. Yeah, that's why he goes by Ye now. He took the Khan out because it's Jewish. Can't go by Yeezus, that's also Jewish. It's hurtful because, I'm in stand-up comedy, 50% of my friends are Jewish. So to hear Kanye say something like, oh, the Jews control the banks. My friends can't even control their checking accounts, Yeah, maybe there are some rich Jewish bankers, but my friends aren't getting a piece. The only cut they got was their foreskin, What I'm saying is I don't tolerate anti-Semitism. And I think if you hate Jewish people, it's just because you're jealous. You want to be them. Yeah, and I'm Palestinian. Yeah, that's how you know we don't hate the Jews, because we want to do our own thing. It's been a stressful year. 2022, the year we found out the Cold War never fucking ended. Right? Yeah. I have a friend who gets real mad when you call it a war, but he's also the kind who's like, I don't like titles. He's like, we're not at war with Russia. If it was a war, we would have soldiers over there. I was like, we do. Her name is Brittany Griner. Her weapon is hash oil. She's a POW. And she's not a small person. She's 6'9". That's a big prisoner of war over there in Russia. Okay, for those of you who do not know who Brittany Griner is, she's a player for the WNBA. For those of you unfamiliar with the WNBA, it's a basketball league for women. And for those of you unfamiliar with women, get in line, brother. Brittany Griner is sentenced to a Russian prison cell for 9 years. And I never would have thought that in the same year I would buy 2 free Britney shirts. And people try to say it's a double standard. What if she was in the NBA? No, I don't see it as black, white, man, or woman. I see Brittany Griner as a fellow stoner. Potheads, this is our battle. It's our time to show that marijuana is a human fucking right. And if you don't believe that, you haven't tried OG Kush. Laced with some raspberry hash. Ever since Brittany got locked up, Stoner's been real silent. I guess they've been smoking indicas. And a lot of people are like, well, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? She's in the cell. She's in the cell. No, we could free Brittany if we give the Russians the prisoner that we have that they want. Have you heard of him? His name's Victor Bout. It's called The Merchant of Death. Sounds like a decent guy. He's a merchant. He's a businessman. Yeah. But you have Americans like, we can't give them back the arms dealer. He sold weapons to many countries and started civil wars and fueled coups. I'm like, yeah, you're right. That's America's job. Can't be taking that good work in this economy. Got to keep that for ourselves. I think there's a double standard for sure. Can you thought experiment for a moment? What if it wasn't Brittany Griner, and instead it was Tom Brady? Good old New England Patriot, right? All the East Coast would be flooded with free Tom shirts. Maybe not his wife. But free Tom shirts all around. Be like, well, you know, we've got an arms dealer, but Tom's also an arms dealer, you know what I mean? He's also a ringleader. We'd have him free faster than a ball deflates, you know what I mean? Brittany Griner is like the Tom Brady of the WNBA, talent-wise, except her wife actually stands by her. All I'm saying is, if we can free a Brittany from her dad, we can free a Brittany from a Vlad. All right, thank you so much. I'm Sammy Obeid.
They hit Luigi with the terrorism charge. Yeah. It's like, what, dude, that's our thing. Come on, that's our thing. You just giving it to Italians now? Come on. Come on, Italians, you're part of the gang now. You're part of the, you're part of the compound, okay? Yeah, they're just like, whatever. They look the same, you know? They both use olive oil, you know? That's what they're both from the Mediterranean. It's Mediterranism, whatever, you know what I mean? They're just, now I guess Arab, Italian, we're interchangeable now. So Arabs were mafia too. Yeah. 9/11, forget about it. You know? Okay, all right. I wouldn't call Luigi to terrorism, man. I mean, you could say he had a mission, and he definitely gave up the rest of his life to do that, and it was a violent mission, and he did it, and you know, so you could say it was a Luigi jihad, and he was radicalized by back pain, you know. Allegedly, by the way, allegedly. Yes, I gotta say allegedly. We haven't matched the eyebrows yet. Yeah. You guys all saw there was like footage and then pictures of him. You're like, wait a second, those eyebrows. Can you believe there was even a conversation like, did his eyebrows go back in 3 days? You could only have that question about an Arab or Italian person. That's an exclusively Arab or Italian problem, wondering if the eyebrows possibly grew back between the time of the crime. and the time of apprehension. It's for sure a unique olive oil problem. But yes, I noticed this issue has a generational divide, okay? So are there any Gen Z people in here? Gen Z? Okay, one Gen Z people here. What, two? Oh, you guys are raising your hand. What, you think you're gonna be targeted here or some I'm looking around this room, a lot of y'all are young as so obviously there's some Gen Zers here. You're Gen Z. Gen Z loves the Luigi. They already got like Luigi tattoos, right? He's their hero, right? Millennials, we're a little more coy with it. We're like, oh, I see what he did there. I see what he did there. Gen X is like, I don't want to be involved in this. I'm just gonna go to my room. And then boomers like, he's a murderer. This is an atrocity. Capitalism makes the world go round. You know what I mean? It's like a big generational divide. Sorry if that offends any boomers who are like, I like him. And listen, I get it. You have a guy who was shot. I'm not glorifying that. I'm just making jokes. And I've already made a bunch of jokes, and people have been getting on my case. One guy commented on my Luigi jokes, like, you know, a wife lost a husband. And I was like, wait a second. I looked it up. Brian Thompson separated from his wife in 2018. Yeah, they weren't even together. They were gonna get divorced eventually. So if anything, this kind of... Let's be honest. In which case does she get a better settlement, right? And let's be honest. If anything, she should be suspect number one. Like, why are we not looking at that? They've been separated for 6 years, at least. That's crazy. And they were likely, obviously, seeing other people. So yes, if anything, a side piece somewhere lost a sugar daddy. And I feel for that, okay? I once dated a woman who owned her own salon. It was very nice. She would take me out to dinner all the time. And then I lost her because she broke up with me. But that, I can't fully relate, but I get how that could suck, okay? Okay? But yeah, I just don't really buy that argument. Now, somebody hit me with a good one, you know, and this is the one that you hear a lot, and it's a real point. You should take it to heart. And this guy was like, you know, somewhere 2 little children are without a father. And I did look it up. They're 16 and 19. It's a little demeaning to call them little children. Let's be honest, okay? They are nearly grown adults, okay? And it's horrible to lose your father. This is a horrible thing. And furthermore, horrible to hear about like why his father was killed and what he was involved in and all these things that might be haunting them for the rest of their lives. And that's a horrible thing. And I sympathize for those 2 teenagers, wherever they are. I really can't imagine what it is to deal with that kind of pain and grief and suffering. However, they're the only 2 people who would be the reason why I wouldn't make jokes. You know what I'm saying? And I do like to keep people in mind, but you're gonna say because of 2 people, I'm not even allowed to cover this topic. You know, as a comedian, my job is to cover the most relevant, sometimes controversial social topics. And you're saying I can't cover this because of 2 people? That's f***ed up. And you know what that is? That's denial of coverage. So... So I do send my love and condolences to anybody who's actually physically mourning this human being, okay? But I do think we should address the larger topic, which is how f***ed up our healthcare system is. And the symbolism here is that Luigi was 26, and that's right when you're off your family's health insurance, okay? Right? It's not ironic. That's the age that radicalizes people now. You know what I mean? Because that's when life gets real, you know? Because they say you become an adult when you're 18. That's not true anymore. It's when you're 26 now. That's when you're on your own. Yeah, that's when YOLO for real. You know what I mean? Like 18, you just get cooler and cooler rights. They get cooler and then they start to dip off at 26. Like 18, you can smoke, you can vote. Yeah, nicotine democracy. Woo, right? 21, you can drink. Ah! 25, you can rent a car. You're invincible. GTA. Ah! And then 26, off your family's health insurance. It's like, what? You just got me drinking, driving, and smoking. I need that health insurance back, like now. You took it from me at the worst time. It's all by design, to make money. It has to be. So that's why, if I were president, I would like to be a leader who actually cares about people. So what I would do, I would put everybody back on their family plan until they're 65. 65, yeah. I call it the millennial Gen Z solution. 65. All the millennials and Gen Z are on board with this. Yeah. Wouldn't you want to be on your family's plan until 65? I think that would be awesome. It would also keep the family unit closer together. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it would be really cool because you're on your family's plan until 65, which means your parents are clearly over 65. Trust me, I did the math. You can double check if you want. If you're on it till 65, your parents are going to be over 65 that whole time. Trust me. Which means they will be on Medicare. And so you're just getting Medicare trickle down for free. It's trickle down Medicare. So I basically found a loophole to universal health care. Yeah. So in a nutshell, what I would do is get you off Obamacare and onto Yo Mama Care. Yeah, Yo Mama Care. That's good. But yeah, say what you will about Luigi. It was a Gen Z shooting, for sure. He may have used a 3D printer for the gun. He put ironic Monopoly money in a bag. He got away on an e-bike. It was very Gen Z, okay? I actually wrote a Gen Z poem for Luigi. Do you guys want to hear it? Okay, all right. Low-key, it slaps. Trust me, it's bars. Luigi was a good student in Pennsylvania, where he was based. He then lived in Hawaii and got massive glow up until a back surgery got him shook. His book club thought he was tweaking, but he swore he passed the vibe check. So he ghosted. He was low-key salty at the medical industry for being basic. He was tired of all their fees. They were out of pocket. Valid. So he found his op and decided to clap back at the CEO, who was no girl boss, but was rather mid. That's why he did it in Midtown. He used a silencer, no cap. He unalived him, dead ass. He slayed. The CEO is saying less. RIP, R.I.P. RIP, say less. But not many are simping for the CEO because he was bougie. It's giving Titanic submarine. But they saw Luigi in the camera, caught in 4K. He was trying to rizz up a queen, and now he's cooked. He took the Greyhound. He was bussin'. Then he got snitched on by a McCarran. They found him at the table. He ate and left no crumbs. Should have hid in the skibbity toilet. If you know, you know. He was wearing the same drip. Should have done a fit check. He had all sorts of currency, but no V-Bucks. And with a manifesto, high-key sus. Free Luigi, the stands say. Boomers cringe. But say what you will, Luigi was tired of being an NPC in a Mario world. So he switched to main character energy. Listen, we've all heard of shootings before, but you gotta admit, this one hits different. Period. All right.
ICE is not the real police. They're law enforcement, but they don't have police authority. I call them, I can't believe it's not the police. They're like if the police were made with seed oils. Yeah, that's funny. Listen, I like to be empathetic with people, okay? If you are a person who, signed up to be ICE, I know why you did it. You did it for the money, okay? I know your first objective was like, let's fucking save my country. You didn't give a fuck. You wanted that $50K signing bonus, okay? Just be honest. You did it for the fucking money, okay? And that's fine. We do things for money, okay? But here's my statement to you. If you work for ICE and you believe that you are a good person, I have one word for you. quit. Fucking quit. Fucking quit. If you're a good person, fucking quit. Okay? There's so many other shitty jobs you can have. Okay? Go drive for Uber. You know what I mean? Go do some other job where you can be around brown people. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. Like, go get an actual job at Home Depot, maybe. You know what I mean? Like there's so many things you can do. And this is what I'm saying. ICE, they're not real police officers. In fact, like, I'm looking out for you. What you're doing is actually very dangerous because you're out there acting like a cop without cop authority. You're out there with like cop energy, which is already bad. You know what I mean? ICE is law enforcement, but they are federal law enforcement. So they don't technically have jurisdiction over local and state authority. Okay, so that's just something you should know because I did a lot of research for this, but thanks Wikipedia. But no, I read a couple books. There's two branches of ICE. The first is called the Enforcement Removal Operations. Good response. Just saying it, I'm like, what a dumb fucking name. Removal. Yeah, Enforcement Removal Operations. And those are the ones who do all the jobs with D in them, deport, detain, be a dick, right? And then there's the Homeland Security Division. Those are my people, okay? Those are the ones that watch over my kind. I see you, it's a thing. We have a little bond, you know? They do the domestic terrorism. They look out for like drug trafficking. There's probably some here tonight. Thank you for coming. Thank you. But they don't have police authority, okay? They target immigrants who are undocumented, obviously. But they've been going after a lot of American citizens, okay? As an American citizen, you should know you have a lot of rights. Like, you have all of the rights. Like, all of them. You don't lose any rights when you're around ICE, okay? It doesn't change state of matter, you know what I mean? Like, your rights don't get frozen, you know? So ICE officers do not legally have the right to detain you. They can stop you for a moment to ask questions, but, you know, anybody can stop you if you're jogging, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a real stop. They can only search you or detain you if they have a warrant signed by a judge. This is a very important point because they often bring warrants that are just administrative warrants that are not the real warrants. If ICE ever gives you a warrant, be like, let me see that shit. Did Daddy sign it? Okay. Has to be signed by a judge. Full-on doctor's note, okay? And if you have an encounter with ICE as an American citizen, you have all of your rights, all of your constitutional rights. That includes the First Amendment. And so anybody out there being like, well, you're supposed to obey. No, you have all your fucking rights. You have the First Amendment. You can be like, fuck off, okay? You can even show them your gun. Be like, see that, baby? That's number 2 right there, huh? Yeah. ICE meet nice, okay? And then you also have the Third Amendment, which is like, you can't stay at my place. It goes on. Fourth Amendment, they can't search you without a judge-signed warrant, okay? So it's like, yeah, just smoke your weed in front of them. You know what I mean? Be like, you won't find this shit, right? You have the Fifth Amendment right, which is the right to just not say shit. So, and you don't even have to say that. You just be like, So if ICE asks you a question, you're like, what are you doing? Just like, read the Constitution. So, and then you have all the other rights, which I'm not going to name. Now, so you have a lot of rights, basically, when you're on ICE. And there's people out there who think that you're supposed to follow some rules when you encounter ICE. No, you don't. You do not. They're not police, okay? And they need to stop acting like fucking police because they're not fucking police, okay? Okay? Because right now, ICE is out there in every city just bullying people, including citizens, bullying people, telling them what to do. People are scared now. People are afraid for their lives because of ICE. And they're out there, they're searching for people. They're really like the modern day Gestapo. Yeah. It really is like Nazi Germany, which is fitting because it's almost the 30s. I know, we're getting old. You're like, it's still the 20s. No, 30s and 20s. So, So yeah, they're out there just acting like they have supreme authority. The thing is, even if you believe in what they're doing, like you think it's helping America, then why couldn't they just do that in a nicer way? You know what I mean? Like if they really gave a fuck, like if the goal is to really protect our community and make this country better, why are they treating everybody, immigrants and citizens, like shit? Okay? Here's a hot take. Maybe treat humans like humans. You know what I mean? Maybe treat humans like humans. You're like, can I hit him and rough him up? No, that's not, no, you don't, that's not. Bad ice. Bad ice. Y'all got ice here in Arizona? Are you guys close to a country they might be concerned about? Yeah, I figured you guys have a lot of ice. Arizona is a very hot state, so it's nice you can say, like, we get ice once a year. But it's year-round now. But yeah, ice is all around. I've gone to every city. And the thing about ice is so makeshift. Like, they make their own outfits and shit. It's kind of lame. It's just like ISIS. It's just like, you got a black shirt? Put it on. Let's fucking go. Let's go out there, start a caliphate, you know? Sorry, that joke hits too close to home to Arizona. I know, like too many Cali people here creating a caliphate. Some cities in particular have been hit really hard by ice this year. Minneapolis being one of them. And I was in Minneapolis last month, and they were explaining to me a lot about their ice situation. Like they have like communities that are like dedicated to like monitoring where they are. They have, Ice Watch and all these things, and they really just want to protect their own community. And recently, ICE was already in Minneapolis, and then it ramped up after this whole Somali daycare story came out. A 23-year-old YouTuber, Nick, surely still on his mom's healthcare, drove around Sub-Zero Minneapolis with an unmarked vehicle, two masked men wearing all black, a random guy named Dave, a bunch of cameras, going to Somali-run daycares, banging on the doors, saying, "Where are the kids?" Okay, which is not a great look in the era of Epstein. After this Nick Shirley video, ICE ramped up its operations in Minneapolis. Because the video went viral, like JD Vance shared it, like a lot of people in the MAGA accounts, all in India and China and Nigeria and Russia, all those foreign-based MAGA accounts just shared Nick Shirley's video. So everybody's like, there's fraud in Minnesota, we gotta go get the Somalians. They call them Somalians for some reason. And so ICE basically just went and stormed Minneapolis. And so, things got very heated the other day. And listen, we all saw the video, okay? If you haven't, it was murder. A woman was murdered in her car. Her name was Renee Good. That's how you know you fucked up. Her name has good in it. You literally killed a good person. You know what I mean? Like if you killed someone named Bad, you'd be like, well, it was a bad guy. They killed a woman named Renee Good. That's how fucking evil this shit is, okay? And you see what happened. So basically, they were going after immigrants in the Minneapolis community, and there was a lot of people who were like part of those ICE Watch organizations, and they were trying to like stop ICE, and they're trying to like block the road. Now, whether this is, you say this is like a breach of the law, like whatever, like fine, like protest is legal. I don't know if you're familiar with the First Amendment, but protest is fully legal, okay? And so, there's a bunch of cars in the road. Her car was one of them, and she was trying to leave. Like, you watch the video, it's very clear that she was trying to leave. She even waved to one car to like go, and then she started to go, and then they got out of the car and they blocked her. They tried to block her from moving. Yes. They tried to block her, and I watched this in every angle available, which was 2, okay? And they tried to block her, and you see her like reversing. She's trying to get away from the ICE officers, and then she turns away from them and tries to leave. And that's when an ICE officer rolls up and just shoots her 3 times. 3 times, and saying it's self-defense. It's not self-defense if you shoot more than once. That's my opinion, okay? But listen, he claims he was threatened by her. Watch the video. He claims that she was coming at him and trying to hit him with a car. Look at the video from 2 angles. He is at the corner. Are you afraid of the bumper of a Honda? You know what I mean? He's like, my life was a threat. No, you're a pussy, dude. You're afraid of a 3-point turn. You know what I mean? What are you, her driver instructor? Now parallel park now, please. It was so clear. But of course, people watch that video and they have the opposite thought. They're like, oh, she was clearly trying to run him over. You look at every little amount of physics, it defies that story, okay? The funniest response I've seen to people who've been saying, oh, she was driving the car at him. Somebody drew like a rectangle to demonstrate a car, and they drew a circle outside of the rectangle, and then they drew the arrow that way, and they're like, explain this, dipshit. You know, it's physics. It just comes down to physics. Like, literally, you can see from every angle, he was just on the corner of the car. Like, I've been almost hit by cars many times, okay? I've been in much worse situations where, like, a car almost hit me. I didn't draw my gun and fucking pop them right there. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like, self-defense is fuck that shit. It's out the window. And also, I've seen a lot of videos coming out from law enforcement, former law enforcement, who's like, yeah, that guy, that was murder. That was murder. Like, he should be trained with his firearm to not do a situation like that. He should be trained in de-escalation, okay? And then so my thought was, okay, maybe he's like new to the force. And then you see he's been with them for 10 years. He's been with ICE for 10 fucking years. So that's how you know, like, that job makes you worse. You know what I mean? He also had a previous incident. Shocking, right? He had a previous, like, write-up of an incident, like, last year, a couple years ago. And so, you know everything, fuck. Fucking should have cross-referenced everything with you. But it was a brutal murder. Even if you're like, well, maybe she could have, you know, not driven off or done something. Like fine, he didn't have to kill her. He had no fucking reason to kill her like that. Okay? No fucking reason to. And so, of course, Trump makes a statement and makes it so much worse. Trump puts out a statement saying, yeah, she was a professional agitator. It's like, no, that's you. That's literally your job title at this point. In fact, you described it better than I could have ever thought of. Trump's so good with finding the perfect insult for people. That's exactly what he is. He's the biggest professional agitator of all time. Yeah. And he was like, thankfully she didn't kill the poor officer. He's now in a hospital. Like, what hospital? He walked away from the crime just like nothing happened. He needs to go to a fucking mental hospital. That's what he needs to do. And yeah, one guy. Yeah. I said it. Commit him. All these people now are trying to politicize this. They're like, why do you have to politicize the death of somebody? You know what I mean? Like, let them die in peace, you know? Why do we have to politicize everything, you know? You see all these people saying, like, well, now, ever since Zoran became mayor, now look at what happened in Minneapolis. Like, what the fuck are you connecting those two things? Zoran is the mayor of New York City. That's the Big Apple. This is the mini apple, okay? This is a different city. It's a different city. Can't you just admit that he was wrong, that he made a wrong move? Even if she maybe didn't handle the situation the way you thought you would have done it, can't you just admit that he was wrong to shoot her? It has to be, no, she was a radical leftist. All these radical leftists are just trying to harm officers. That's all it is. They just said it's a radical leftist. It's like, what the fuck? Like, dude, she was a human being. She was a mother. And she was clearly afraid in that situation. She was trying to get away. Look, freeze frame. Look at the slow-mo. She turns her wheels this way, trying to leave. The officer's here. She's trying to go that way. She's trying, her wheels, he was trying to hit her. No, her wheels were turned to the right. No, but they're radical leftist wheels. No. And it's like, this is, you know, like, I get it. You're so married to your political position, you know, whether it's on the right or whatever the fuck it is. But it's like, dude, this is like, we're talking about human beings here, man. You know, just like, you know, this woman, she died, Renee Good. She died and she has a kid. The father passed away already. So the kid's an orphan now. Aww. Yeah. You can't put the blame exactly on any specific person except obviously the guy who shot her. But like, ICE as an institution, the rhetoric that's feeding into this is all what you guys created. This is what you created. And it created all because like, we have to send ICE to Minnesota, we have to do this. And now this kid's an orphan. And he's probably just gonna go to Somali daycare, to be honest. Sorry, I really thought that would break the ice. I'm gonna post this, and there's gonna be people who are like, too soon. Like, oh, check out my genocide material, asshole. Like, what the fuck? And that's another thing. Like, this woman was murdered. I'm like, my prayers to everyone who knew her, and this is a horrible fucking tragedy, and I will speak out in her name. But like, a lot of people were getting upset with my post about satire of the situation. I guess they just didn't know who I am. And I made a post that was like mocking a MAGA person. I said, I would like to apologize for my previous post on the Minnesota shooting. After reviewing the slow-mo footage, it's obvious that she stepped on the gas and almost barely nicked the guy with her bumper while he pulled a fucking gun on her and tried to kill her. It was something like that. It was like, the language was clearly satire, and all these people were coming like, are you that dumb? Like, oh, it's just look at my other stuff. And then so all these people were like, this is not the day for satire. You're an asshole for making jokes. And I was like, dude, not one person ever said that to me during the Gaza genocide. Like, yo, like, it's horrible when anybody gets killed. It's horrible when anybody gets killed. But yes, I mean, like, this was a white woman. This was a white woman. And if that doesn't scare you, white women, that's like a lot of the country, okay? That's a lot of country. And I'm just saying, white women I never make white women jokes. There's always this white women joke, oh, white women be out there calling people's managers. No. I love white women, and I will speak out for them and fight for them. And yeah, when anything happens to a white woman, I be Karen, okay? ICE is not your friend. Did you know ICE is trained by Israel? Yeah. Did you know that? Yeah. That's like, you know what ICE stands for? It stands for Israel's coming for everybody. Yeah. Look it up. ICE units train with the IDF. This is a fact. You can look it up. It's not a conspiracy. The head deputy of ICE a few years ago trained in Israel. A lot of their units go to Israel. Some have IDF come here. The police also trained with Israel. They're using the style of combat and dehumanization as the IDF to bring their tactics here to the United States. All these people out here being like, no, ICE, support our ICE officers or whatever. All these people out here are like, you have to support ICE, you have to support ICE. Like, you're bootlickers, you know what I mean? And did you notice the boots you're licking taste like stolen hummus? That tastes like hummus, but not very flavorful. What is... It tastes like hummus.
I know, you're like, more context, please. Let me explain. I know when someone gets banned from high school, it's usually for like showing up body parts. Not what I did, okay? I was just telling jokes. I was showing my body of work. Okay. So I got booked to perform at a high school because my career's on fire, okay? And, high school one day, Calgary the next, I'm doing things, So I got booked to perform at a high school, and before you judge, okay, this gig had dignity to it, okay? It was a nighttime event. It wasn't a daytime thing for the whole school, okay? It wasn't an assembly. I'm not a clown. It was a nighttime event. It was for the Muslim Student Association. They booked me to, or did you guys boo or did you go woo? I wasn't sure. We are in Calgary. I got booked to perform for the MSA, and these were really nice kids who booked me, and I don't want to throw them under the bus, but I'm going to just because they told me I could talk about whatever I wanted. Don't say that to a comedian unless you mean it. Especially at a high school. Because my thought was, okay, it's nighttime, the bell has rung, So we can get a little loose in this high school cafeteria, Halal, of course, So I really just did my normal set. I started by making fun of the city a little bit. That's what I do. Don't take it personally, okay? This was in a city called Mountain View, okay? And they don't have a view. So that was my first joke. I was just like, where's the view? It killed. And then I roasted the whole front row, because the whole front row was valedictorians. Isn't that messed up? They put the valedictorians in the front and the lessers in the back. Yeah, very classist. Yeah. So I just roasted him. I was like, nerd. You're the next Luigi. Nerd. I was connecting, you know? So they were warmed up. I was like, I'm gonna do some riskier jokes, you know? I did an impression. You guys like impressions? Okay. Here's my impression of a gay suicide bomber. Well, I thought you guys said you liked impressions. Why'd you all of a sudden pull back? Well, that's not the impression I was expecting. Well, here's my impression of a gay suicide bomber. Should I wear the jacket or the vest? Ironically, that joke never bombs. So yeah, they were warmed up at that point, you know. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do some political jokes for these 14-year-olds. You know? And then so what? I did 2 jokes about Israel. Didn't know you couldn't do that at a high school. Okay? Yeah, just 2 jokes about Israel. Just 2 jokes. They were both 10 minutes long, but just 2 jokes. 80% of my set only. And the next day, an email went out to the entire school. It went out to the kids, it went out to their parents, it went out to their parents' parents, it went out to dead relatives in these kids' family, and it was directly from the principal, and it basically said, we would like to apologize for the random guy who was at our campus last night. We don't know how he got there, but he does not represent our values or our views, even though we don't have views in Mountain View. I made the last part up, but and then he went on to say, he said, this comedian's jokes, and he put jokes in quotations, so hurtful. He said, this comedian's jokes were both derogatory and anti-Semitic. Now, in his defense, he definitely had one of those right. They were definitely derogatory, okay? They were not nice. But anti-Semitic, get the out of here, dude. Get the out of here, man. Get the out of here. No. I was not saying anything about religion or an entire group of people. No, I was criticizing a government that's committing genocide. That's not anti-Semitic, you idiot. You're at a high school, read the books that you have, and you'll see that genocide is bad. Also, I am Semitic. Shut up. Shut up. When are people going to learn that Arabs are Semitic? Okay, Semitic means people who speak Semitic languages, of which Arabic is one. The term Semitic was coined in Germany. You already see where the problem started. Germans love to classify people, and so they created a term Semitic in the 1700s, and within a few years, they already needed a term anti-Semitic to describe the people who were hating on us so mad. Right? So they created a term anti-Semitic to reflect hatred towards all Semitic people, but then that term got popularized by the Nazis, not sure if you heard of them, okay, who self-identified as anti-Semitic because they made their hate sound more professional. Because people were like, you're anti-Semitic. They're like, yeah, that's me. Like, no, that's not, you don't want that. They're like, no, that's very nice, yes. And so that term spread, and the Nazis popularized it with only the interpretation of hatred towards the Jews. So they completely left Arabs out of the definition. As if you needed another reason to hate the Nazis, they completely erased Arabs from the definition of anti-Semitism. And frankly, we just wanted to be a part. You know? And I know this is all Semitic semantics. But I'm just saying, you know, if you can use the term Semitic and the term anti-Semitic means something different, like that's a mind for all the people involved. You know what I mean? You know, I was talking to this with my Jewish friend. He's like, so are you saying you don't want us to use the term anti-Semitic? I'm like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying use it, just include us. You know what I mean? Like, we just want to be a part. We're getting FOMO over here, man. Just, you know, include us. Like, let us be in, you know. In fact, anti-Semitism is just like Palestine. You're welcome to use it. Just don't kick us out. Pretend like it was never ours. You know what I mean? Like that's literally all we're asking. Also, I know what anti-Semitism is. I'm on Twitter. If our government actually gave a shit about real anti-Semitism, they'd get off of college campuses and just log on to X, which is the source of modern day anti-Semitism. You can talk directly to the commissioner. His name is Grok. And if that's not enough, follow Elmo's account. It's there. It's there. And as a Semitic person watching anti-Semitism, it's not about me, feeling left out. At some point you do realize that all of the anti-Semitic stereotypes and tropes, and you guys know because you're in Alberta, all the anti-Semitic stereotypes and tropes really can be said about Arab people. We just don't get credit like that. And I think that's messed up. And I know I'm the only one who's going to die on this hill. Okay? But I'm willing to say it. Okay, guys, safe space. Let's be honest. Okay? Those stereotypes are about us too. Okay? Yes, let's be honest. What is the most common anti-Semitic stereotype and trope? Don't say it out loud. What is the most common anti-Semitic stereotype and trope? It's that I said don't say it out loud. Someone get your auntie over here. Wow, jeez. No, it's that Jews are good with money and business. Habibi, are you kidding me right now? Are you serious? We are so good at business. After every halal cart cleaning up in New York City, that's how Zoran's gonna win. We are good at business, okay? There's hummus in every grocery store. We are good at business, Habibi. Arabs are good at business. Arabs and Jews are both good at business. If Arabs and Jews start a business together, we could take over the... Okay, listen. We are good at business, okay? Every sane person knows that stereotypes are just stereotypes, okay? We know that it's racist people who push these things like, oh, the Jews control the weather. There's no evidence of that, okay? However, in Saudi Arabia, they are seeding rain clouds right now. Why are we not getting credit for controlling the actual weather? We are literally making it rain in the desert right now. Right over the Riyadh Comedy Festival. I wasn't invited. The one that hurts the most, the stereotype that hurts the most, is the one about big noses, okay? Like, how do we get left out of that? How the fuck do we get left out of that? Arabs have huge noses. If you nose, you nose. Some of you people don't want to laugh at this, I can tell. You're like, this is too on the nose for me. What I'm saying is, I know what anti-Semitism is and I know what it's not. And I was not doing anti-Semitism at that high school that night. I was simply telling genocide jokes for kids. So somebody has to. Somebody has to. And the principal called me anti-Semitic, and then they published it in the local newspaper, the Mountain View Bee or whatever. They all called me an anti-Semite, and the messed up part, the principal wasn't even at the show. Yeah, because somebody asked him, like, what were the jokes that the comedian told that were anti-Semitic? He's like, oh, I wasn't even there, I don't even know. Oh, wow, great evidence, Cash. So I was like, I was just anti-Semitic just for showing up, So I had to look into it. Sometimes you gotta be your own private detective, okay? And I found out that the kids, they posted my face on a flyer. I asked them not to, but they posted my face all around the city of Mountain View, the city of no views, okay? So a bunch of viewless people saw the flyer, and then I think somebody saw it and they're like, oh, let's go to that show to stir some things up, because people do come to my shows sometimes to do that, to stir things up, and you've probably seen videos of it. And this was just like a very mild case of it. Somebody came to my show and told on me to the principal. Like, that's basically, yeah. Ain't that a bitch? I got snitched on at a school I didn't even go to. So basically, I was targeted. Okay? It was not anti-Semitism, it was anti-Samitism. Yeah. Which is a very specific kind of anti-Semitism. It's a subset of anti-Semitism. I got nothing to lose. I have the whole set recorded on my phone still. I'm going to edit it at my mom's house later. Do you guys want to hear the jokes? Yeah? You want to hear it? You want to hear the jokes? All right. So here's the first joke. Israel loves to claim that it's the only democracy in the Middle East, which is kind of offensive to other Middle Eastern countries that can vote, like Turkey or Lebanon or Syria sometimes, But Israel loves to champion itself as being the home of women's rights in the Middle East, right? Yeah. And I love women's rights. I know my face looks like I love Sharia law, okay? But I love women's rights more than I love Sharia law, okay? Yeah, I'm progressive like that, okay? I looked it up, I Googled it, and the first thing that I noticed was that abortion is not a right in Israel. Okay? Now, nor is it in Texas or Florida or Alabama or Kentucky, okay? But none of these places are claiming to be the home of women's rights in the United States, because we know who we are, Alberta, too, you guys, it's kind of on the, okay? You guys, seems like you guys don't know. Get one while you can. And listen, I know that for some people, especially in Alberta, okay, abortion might be a controversial issue, but I'm just saying, if you claim to be the place of women's rights, just have the fucking rights, man, okay? But the truth is, if you're a woman in Israel and you want to get an abortion, you have to first get approval from the high court. Not the low court, but the high court, okay? And this can take weeks and often months. Now, I don't know how much you know about abortion, but it's kind of a time-sensitive issue. And so clearly, this is by design. They do this to discourage women from getting abortion, and I think that's f***ed up. If you're a woman in Israel and you want to get an abortion, sometimes you just can't. Sometimes it's just quicker and easier to join the IDF if you want to kill a baby. Okay. Yes, I said that joke at a high school, okay? I felt it was the right thing to do, okay? I used to be a teacher before I was fired. I have a connection with academia, okay? And the kids loved it, by the way. They stood up, they clapped, they cheered. They laughed a little too hard, to be honest. I didn't appreciate how hard they laughed. I was not comfortable with that, but it crushed, man. It was an auditorium of like 500 kids. It crushed. I was the IDF that day. Okay. You get it. The UN gets it, finally. Bernie Sanders gets it, finally. Okay. That was just the first joke, okay? That was the milder one. The next joke is a bit more controversial, but I would say more relatable, okay? The next joke is about a world leader. Now, I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to get sued for defamation. So let's just say this guy uses Gmail because he's Netanyahu. Okay. It's Benjamin Netanyahu, guys. I just want to make sure just want to make sure. There was people looking like, who uses Yahoo Mail in 2025? It's Benjamin Netanyahu, guys. I won't get in trouble for saying his name anyways. It's not his real name, so. It's Milikowski. So, Benjamin Milikowski, a.k.a. Netanyahu. I start this joke by asking the crowd, are there any fans of Netanyahu here? Okay, that's the typical response. Usually more booze, but it's too late. It's too late. You guys showed your true colors, Alberta. Got my eye on you here. Now I get why the boo. I heard the boo earlier at MSA. But yeah, I asked this joke everywhere, and nobody says yes. This guy doesn't have fans. It's kind of sad. And I don't just perform for pro-Palestine crowds. I perform for everybody. I do Zionist crowds. I've been to Florida. I've been everywhere. And not one fan of the Netanyahu. I think we're at the point where we can all agree most of the world knows that Benjamin Netanyahu is an evil man. Okay? I think we're at the point where most of the world will agree that Benjamin Netanyahu should not be in power. Okay? Okay? Even his own people feel this way. People in Israel have been trying to vote him out. They've been having corruption trials to get him out. There's political parties shifting around to get him out. There's coups to try to get him out. There's assassination attempts to get him out. But you can't get rid of this guy. He's just there. And sometimes, in situations like these, when you can't remove someone democratically, not saying, well, you know what that's like, Canada, okay? But sometimes, when you can't remove someone democratically, sometimes the higher power, or whatever you believe in, perhaps karma, might have an alternate plan, okay? Now, don't get mad at me for just relaying the news, but if you weren't entirely aware, Benjamin Netanyahu has cancer. I'm not asking you to get excited. I'm not asking you to get excited, okay? But I'm also not asking you to get sad. I'm asking you to remain completely neutral to this piece of factual information that Netanyahu has prostate cancer. Okay, which is, you guys keep wanting to get excited. Yeah, prostate cancer, which is kind of inherently funny in a way, but now, so does Joe Biden. Joe Biden has it too, but we'll do a joke about that at another time, okay? I already wrote a joke about Joe Biden having prostate cancer, but he forgot it. But you gotta admit, kind of ironic, the two main people associated with the genocide now have prostate cancer. Turns out what goes around comes around up your ass, okay? Come on, up your ass. And around the corner, you know? It's where the prostate is. But yeah, now some sources will say it's just a benign tumor of the prostate, okay? But we all know that cancer is cancer. Cancer can grow at any time. It multiplies. Cancer essentially is the ultimate colonizer. You know, it grows, builds checkpoints so the cells can't cross. You know, and eventually its goal is to turn your body into greater cancer. You know. Okay. This is not a political joke. Not a political joke. It's just medical science. Don't get mad at me unless you're a doctor. Okay? And I just find this very ironic. I find this so ironic. I find it perfectly ironic that Benjamin Netanyahu has prostate cancer. Because if you're familiar with Netanyahu, you would know that he is the one person in history who's had the most opportunities to free Palestine. He is literally the one unique person in that specific position of power for the longest amount of time who's been presented with time after time after time the most opportunities to facilitate the creation of a Palestinian state. But at every opportunity he had, he shut it down. Because in his mind, he never wanted there to be a Palestinian state. And he used to not say it, but he finally says it now. We've known it all along because every time he had the option, he pushed it away, he made it difficult. He tried to make it damn near impossible for there to ever be a Palestinian state. So can we not at least just observe the irony here? That because this man was not pro-state, that he now has cancer in his prostate. You can't make these things up. You can't make these things up. And they removed his prostate. He's a no-stater now. He's a no-stater now. He's a no-stater. He got a no-state solution inside him. Okay, that was just the first part of the joke. That was the less controversial part. The next part is more controversial because I'm going to say something that's going to piss a lot of people off. But I'm going to say it because I mean it. And that is, that I want to be a better person. Thank you for laughing at that, but I do. I want to be a better person, and no matter how much I hate someone or despise them for their actions, I don't want to be the one to wish sickness or death upon them. That's not who I am, and that's not who I want to be. These are my values. These are my values. I did not learn them in America. So in tune with my own personal growth, not cancer, but my spiritual growth, I'm going to say something that's going to be very hard for you to hear, just as it's hard for me to say. But I have to say it as a part of my 12-step program. And that is that I want Netanyahu to get well. I said it. Not Joe Biden, I'll give you that. But Netanyahu, yes, I said it. I said it because I don't want to sink to his level. Just because he's evil, I don't want it to make me evil. Now, I understand I'm going to lose fans over this. People are going to be so upset once this information goes public, but I'm letting you guys know because you're good people and you deserve to know the truth. And Netanyahu right now, they removed his prostate. They say he's in a stable condition, but we all know that cancer can come back. It's the ultimate colonizer. Tends to violate agreements, etc., etc. And so I'm just letting you know that if that cancer does come back, I'm going to be the first person to lead by example, stand up and say, we need to stop it. Yep, yeah. And I don't care if we have to go inside him. Then we will go deep inside him. Just get in there and just bomb the cancer. Just bomb the cancer to oblivion. Carpet bomb the cancer. Go inside of his colon, in the tunnels of his colon. Bomb the cancer. Oh no, Hamas! Bomb the cancer. From the prostate to the pee, he will be cancer free. You understand me? Gotta go deep in there, get that colonizer, you know what I'm saying? Now, of course, after this very intense operation, this intense military surgical operation, his colon will look like a demolition site. And at that point, Trump can occupy it. So. Yes, I said that at a high school. Who cares, man? The kids gotta learn. You're like, but Sammy, this was at a Ramadan iftar event. Okay. My bad. I can make better decisions. That's between me and Allah, okay? It's not between me and you. It's not your jurisdiction. What I'm saying is, I don't do high schools anymore. But if you need someone for pre-K through 6, I got you, dude. I got you. I love you, Calgary. I hope to see you next year. Thank you so much.
I'm recovering from a cold. I feel much better now. Whenever I get sick, I always feel like I'm going to die. I'm terrified of viruses, man. Viruses hate human beings. They hate us because we didn't give them a kingdom in the classification system. Right, some of you guys know what I'm talking about. There's 6 kingdoms of classification in the system, all right? There's animals, there's plants, there's fungus. This guy knows what I'm talking about. Have to pick someone for that. Bacteria gets 2 kingdoms. Oh, the double sweet. Thank you very much. And then the last one is protists, which is algae. Seriously? Algae made the cut? Don't you think viruses are a little bit pissed about that? Like, algae? What? We're killing people on a daily, all right? We have the common cold coming out with a new release every year. We had Ebola putting us on the map last year. We're the reason you wear condoms. You're terrified of us. We are viruses. How many more have to die till we get a kingdom? I guess what I'm trying to say is free Palestine. I don't really know. But people ask me, Sammy, you really gonna be president, man? What do you do about Russia? Isn't Russia like our enemy? Dude, relax, dude. I performed in Russia. In 2016, Sammy Obeid, that's me, cha-ching, became the first ever American comedian to headline a show in Russia. True story, you can look it up. There's only been a few Americans who've ever performed there. The first one was Billy Crystal in the late 80s when it was the Soviet Union, so it doesn't count, different country, and he was not invited. He showed up, he did a show for expatriates. It was not the Russian people. Then a couple of friends of mine opened for a British comedian, and then in 2016, Moscow had its first ever comedy festival. Like first ever. Like they're just starting to laugh over there. It's amazing. And who do they want to come headline their first ever comedy festival? The first person they can find on Facebook at 3 a.m. Because I'm up all night looking for work. They messaged me at 3 a.m. like, please come perform in Moscow. I'm like, please don't hurt my family. What is this? Why are the letters backwards? I thought maybe they were going to laugh in reverse, too. I thought they were going to laugh like, I thought they were going to laugh backwards. I didn't know. Russian is a very fast language, right? The translator, I had a translator, he did my set like 5 times the time I did my set once. It was amazing. He did my joke again, made fun of my shirt. It was whatever it did, it killed. It was the best show of my life. Second best to this one. Second best show of my life. And I'm not trying to brag. I'm just trying to say that Russia loves me. And I don't want to hurt anyone, but when Russia loves you, you win an election. So I'll see you in 2036, whether you like it or not.